welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another Timber College video. I'm Zod. We're going over patch 22 patch notes today for Elsweyr. It's really exciting, guys. There's a lot of changes coming to the game. Let's go ahead and get into this. The patch just came out. So this patch introduced a new trial, new class, combat changes, PvP changes. They're putting like a weapon, like a Emperor God weapon where you can like one-shot keep walls and stuff. New world bosses, new zone, new sets. It's gonna be really interesting. So let's go through here. Some of this stuff we don't necessarily. 14 new item sets, perfected versions of them. A new crafting ingredient, which is interesting. So let's go through here. Base game includes several additions. Guild Finder, which is really awesome. Cannot wait to mess around with that. Guild Finder is going to be a great addition to the game. New weapon artifacts after picked up. They give you a new ability bar, and you're basically just like a killing machine. It's gnarly. There are several campaign adjustments, including alliance lock campaigns, which I will look at that. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy that. They're removing guest campaigns. That's huge. And some changes to the Emperor leaderboard. We also work 6 existing item sets in the theme of necromancy. Oh, that's cool. All right. So, please remember participant PTS. Basically, they're saying if you're in the PTS, don't go past the first. Don't do any story stuff at all. I wouldn't do any story stuff at all. You're not allowed. It's NDA. That's it. Okay, cool. So new features. Elsweyr chapter. Like I said, new zone, new class, new trial, new sets. Collectibles dies. There's a new house, there's a new motif, new crafting ingredient, which I'm interested to see. It's probably the dragon bone stuff for the new armor. ESO logs. Okay, so guild finder, which is awesome. There's guild features like you could like blacklist people from your guild. There's all kind of interesting things. PvP artifact weapons, which you already sort of talked about. Zero campaign adjustments. Reworked item sets, new motifs, ESO logs, which is really cool. It's like a DPS log. I'm really excited for that. And then Sky Shard achievements for alternative characters or alternate characters is interesting. They're putting Sky Shards in the Crown Store. We'll see how that goes. I don't care either way. I really have an opinion on that. Fixes and improvements. All right, combats and abilities. This is where I'm interested. Base game changes. All right. So, new zone. Gonna be 810. They're not raising the cap. They're not raising the CP cap. We'll skip over that stuff. That stuff's all like internet stuff. New zone's gonna be 6 delves. Obviously, they have Sky Shards. 6 world bosses, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's see. 2 public dungeons, new crafting stations, 30 hours of questing, and dragons. You can kill dragons. New class of necromancer. So this is really neat. Necromancers are able to summon relentless dead to attack their enemies, use blood and bones. Yeah, we'll keep going. Basically, they can use dead bodies and resurrect them, and like buff their group based on how many bodies there are. It's super interesting. This is important. So practicing necromancy in Tamriel is a criminal act in most cases. The mage is caught casting necromantic spells can feign ignorance or insist that spell originates from a different school of magic. Some spells, however, are too horrific to overlook. Any necromancer ability marked as a criminal act is a major crime, and the guards will actually come after you. Okay, Sunspire trial. The Temple of the First Cat was one at the time. All right, yes, we don't need to read any of that. So this is the new trial. Let's see. 12-player trial. Trial includes a normal and vet. In addition, the first time each boss in the trial has its own hard mode. So each boss in the trial has its own hard mode, its own perfected gear, which is really cool because you can do progression like on hard, like you can do hard mode progression like on each boss. It's like real interesting. The unique item sets in a trial, including perfected versions found only on veteran difficulty. So wait, so is the perfected only? Wait, so the perfected versions drop not from the hard mode? What? You're gonna have to test that. The way that's worded, you don't have to do the hard mode to get the perfected version. Well, we'll see. So player skin, all you have to do is complete the trial. Get the player skin, player mount. The player mount. I was just under the unique mount. I was under the assumption you had to do all the achievements, but I don't know. That's not how that reads. We'll see. Okay, so item sets. 14 item sets. 3 sets are going to be overland drops and elsewhere. 3 sets are going to be craftable, and 8 sets are going to be in the trial. Okay, cool. So overland sets are as follows: Craft the Elfique. It's all Magicka. It's all Max Magicka. This is really neat. This will probably be used by Pet Storks, maybe PvP. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Vesture of Darlock Bray. Okay, it's magic recovery, stamina recovery, reduces the radius of detection while sneaking up to 2 meters. Okay. While crouching, you store 670 magicka and stamina and heal for 670 a second. That's cut in half in PvP, so that's probably bad. See? Called the Undertaker. I can see Nightblades maybe using this PvP, although I don't like this is so low. Cut in half in PvP. As a battle roar. So Call of the Undertaker. Healing taken, max health, healing done. Max health. When you do damage with a light attack, you apply minor lifesteal to an enemy for 8 seconds, healing you and your allies for 600 health every 1 second when damage. So there's an 8-second cooldown, so you can essentially there's not a cooldown. Like you can rock this whenever you want, whenever it's not up. That's really interesting. So, there used to be a tanking setup called. It used to use. You could do it on a Nightblade. Like a Nightblade was the best to do this on, like a Nightblade tank. You could do Bahara's Curse and Leeching Plate, and you could essentially. It was super fun. It was. I would say the effort. It was super selfish. So this is interesting. Like, I wonder if you could use this with Leeching Plate or Bahara's Curse, for something along those lines, where you're more tanky but you're less utility, for the group. All right, so but you're still healing the group, I guess. That's interesting set. I like it. Crafted set. So it says Centrat's Grit. 4% healing done, max health, healing taken. After being damaged by a damage over time ability, increase your healing received by 6%. That's cool. It's a tank set. That's cool. That's a nice little tank set. I wonder how many traits. I wonder how many traits it'll. Probably 8 or 9. Let's see. It says, Vestrare. Can't pronounce that. Tutelage. Max stam, max health, max magic, max recovery, max. God dang. When you resurrect an ally, you and your ally gain. Wow, this is going to be really good for PvP. This is going to be really good for PvP. So you gain 280 weapon and spell damage and cost reduction. That is gnarly. That's going to be really cool for PvP. All right. Cold Harbor's favorite. This looks interesting. So it's stam, max magicka, spell damage, weapon damage. God, they're really going for the hybrids this patch, aren't they? Good God. When you heal yourself or an ally, summon Caldwell's Noble Mount Honor after 2 seconds, casting a healing spell on you and your allies around you or around him. Okay, so it casts a healing spell on you and allies around him. So I wonder what the radius is on that. Doesn't say. We're gonna have to test that. So it heals you, or it says around him. For 12,000 over 4 seconds, when you damage an enemy, summon Cold Harbor. Oh, wait. Okay. So when you heal an ally, you summon Honor. When you damage an ally, you summon a different Honor, I guess. That does damage. After 2 seconds, it explodes, damaging enemies around it for 12,000 magic damage over 4 seconds. That's interesting. What a weird set. We're going to have to test that. So the healing has a 4-second cooldown, but the damage has a 10-second cooldown. What a really crazy set. All right. False Gods. Okay, so this is the trial sets. False Gods Devotions, the light set. It's actually, they mark it as Magicka DPS. That's funny. So spell crit, Minor Slayer, spell crit, spell damage. Reduces the cost of your Magicka ability. Okay, so this set is Magicka Vicifidian. That's pretty cool. It's about time to put that in the game. Basically reduces the cost of your Magicka abilities by 8%. When you kill an enemy, you restore 2,000 Magicka and gain major expedition for 8 seconds. It's basically it is it's exact copy of Vicifidian for Magicka. It's pretty cool. This set I'm very interested in. Tooth of Locust Stitz. I don't even. We're just gonna call this Loki. We'll call this Loki. I think that's the name most people have been calling it. Tooth of Loki. So this is interesting. Adds weapon damage, Minor Slayer, which I don't like on this set, and I'll tell you why in a second. Minor Slayer, weapon damage, and then when you activate a synergy, gain Major Slayer for 15 seconds, increasing your damage done to trial and boss by 50%. Has no cooldown. Has no cooldown. Its cooldown is the synergies. Now, the synergies are on different timers, so theoretically, you could 100% uptime this with a good group. Now, the fact that this has Minor Slayer on it sucks. Because you can, but you can't really effectively stack this set and wear it with Rally, which sort of blows ass, but it's still pretty cool. The thing about this is and I need to test this, is Necromancers have the ability to synergize their own synergies. So this could potentially be ridiculous on a Necromancer. We need to test this, but I'm really interested in this set. This is essentially Selfish War Machine. War Machine gives the same buff, but it's procced a little differently. And you give it to allies, but yeah, we're gonna have to test that. That's crazy. Eye of Navintus. They're marking it as a healer set. So Magic Recovery, Minor Aegis, Magic Recovery. When an ally activates one of your synergies, you and the ally who activated the synergy. Wow. Activate the synergy, get 12% cost reduction for all ult. Oh, that sucks. You get 12% cost reduction, but not to ults. They thought of that. Or would have just been a bunch of Sorks running this shit in PvP. So, yeah. So, not ultimate for 3 seconds. That's kind of... Really? It's 12% cost reduction for 3 seconds. 3 seconds seems like not long enough. And it's a 6-second cooldown. Yeah, that's... That 3 seconds is not a long. And not only that, when there's only one ally, you and the ally who activated the synergy. So this set will not be used for trials. This set will not be used for trials, which sucks. You have to do a trial to get it. Yeah, that set will not be used for trials because it's only you and the other ally. It's 2 people. I don't really like that set. It's okay though. Claw of Yolan health, max health, Minor Aegis, max stam. When you taunt an enemy, you give yourself and 11 group members minor courage for 15 seconds. Wow, increasing your weapon damage and spell damage by 129 every 8 seconds. That's interesting. Maybe people run that in PvP. Maybe an off. Well, no, because you don't want to off tank. You don't want to taunt. That's an interesting set. That's a decent amount of spell and weapon damage. That is interesting. Although this makes it bad in PvP. So this set is actually kind of butt because your main tank doesn't want to run this. Your main tank doesn't necessarily want to run this because, like, well, I guess they could. Although your main tank, well, I guess you could put your main tank in this and like your off tank in Alkosh or something. We're gonna have to test this. That's interesting. All right, trial perfected. All right, let's see. Does it add anything? I think it's just stam. Wait. The magic of okay, so the magic of DPS adds extra spell damage. This adds weapon damage. Wait, does it? Wait, no, they didn't add the extra 5-piece in here. Oopsie. That is probably a bug. Or not a bug, a typo. Should probably be another either spell crit or weapon damage. Or stam, max stam. That's probably a typo. Or no, wait, why? Wait a minute. So why do these not have extra eyepiece? Have I lost my mind? Okay, this has to be a typo because there's not an extra actual bonus in here. Like, look, there's one here, but then there's no. Oh wait, did I just not scroll down far enough? Okay, I guess I didn't scroll down far enough. Maybe I was misreading it. I'm sorry. All right, so just 1 second, guys. All right, cool. So cool. So it's gonna add an extra 5-piece. Whether it's gonna be stam, magicka, like health. I don't think they made it. I don't think they made them any different. The other stats are the same. All right, new collectibles. There's a new hat. That's pretty cool. Mad God's Turbine hat. That's pretty cool. Siege Master obtained by the rune box. Okay, so there's a new rune box. That's Master's Helm. This is obtained by using Siege of Cyrodiil recognition to consume 20 Siege of Cyrodiil. Interesting. Furnishing. Okay, so there's a vet difficulty bust, normal difficulty 1, the trophy, and then there's the replica of, I'm not going to pronounce that, in by completing the mural mender achievement. Memento, pets, you earn smash memento, or let's see, pets. Grizzly mummy tabby pet, that sounds awesome. It looks like there's quests. And then this. Okay, so it's obtained by completing the Sunspire Dragon Break achievement. Literally, it's the entire. You have to do every single achievement in that dungeon on Vet. That is something. All right. It looks really cool. It's really cool. So basically, what they did is they finally put mounts as rewards. Not as random rewards, but they finally put mount as rewards for the vet hard mode stuff, which is really cool. This the scan, I believe you have to do it in vet. I don't think it's normal. I think you actually have to do it in vet. Style pages, style pages, what? Ancient Moon Crescent. Okay, in Pristine Moon Crescent, style pages obtained by completing the Moon Plate. New dies, go through here. Title stuff. If you care about that, like, it'll just pause it for a second. Godslayer is the I think it's the hard mode. New housing options and additions. Okay, so people are interested in this. So you can earn special in-game home with the Hall of the Lunar Champion acquired by completing the main story. Okay. Okay. Oh wow. This home has a furnishing limit equivalent to a manor. Wow, with a limit of. This is cool. Wow, this is really neat. So you get 700 spaces. That's pretty cool. I hope the house is big. As usual, there will be room in an inn. Got it. 140 Elsweyr furnishing recipes. Wow. Including dragons. That's pretty neat. New motifs. and Kina motif chapters, as well as the associated styles, shimmering sands are obtained from completing Delve and World bosses in Elsweyr. Helentine motifs, as well as the associated item Dragon Thread, are obtained by completing Dragon Hunt dailies in Elsweyr. That's really cool. So they didn't tie it to the trial this time. That's pretty neat. So you actually okay, so after Elsweyr's launch to become available. Okay, so they won't be at launch. They're probably gonna do what they did with the other motifs, where they're gonna step back. It's fine. I have no opinion. I have no opinion on that. Dragon's Blood and Dragon Bow can be attained by defeating dragons. So you get the motifs by doing the world bosses. That's really neat. Okay, Guild Finder. Guild leaders now have the ability to list their guild within the Guild Finder, a new tool for connecting players. This is so awesome. A new section is present within the guild menu for recruitment. That's so neat. Here, a guild leader can fill out information about their guild as well as include a custom headline and a guild description. Once they provide enough information, they can list their guild in the Guild Finder. Other players in the guild will be able to see their guild's listing while it is active as well. If you're looking for a guild, you can now access the Guild Finder within the guild's menu. Located below is a list of any guilds you currently be in. Here, or located below the list of any guilds you may currently be or currently in. Okay, from here you can browse by multiple different guilds. Once you find a guild that looks like you fit, you can send an application to the guild that includes some basic information about your character and account, as well as an option that includes a custom message. Members of a guild or members of a guild with the new manage applications permission will be able to view and respond to applicants. That's pretty awesome. New guild features. Okay, cool. In addition to the Guild Finder, it says pending invitations to a guild are now at the bottom of the guild roster, where they can be canceled if desired. The member count of a guild has been updated to reflect the fact that pending invitations to a guild count against the wait. The member count of a guild has been updated to reflect the fact that pending invitations to a guild count against the member limit. That is the reason they did that. I'm going to tell you the reason they did that is because what ended up happening is you'd have a trade that actually. All right, so you can have a trade guild because trade guilds have wait lists, right? They do. Trade guilds in this game, big ones, have wait lists. You say you want to get in the guild, they put you on a wait list, and when there's space and you're next on the list, they add you to the guild. The reason they did that is because they didn't want trade guilds to have an actual wait list where someone would leave and then they could add someone from the invitation list, and then someone would leave and then they could add someone to the invitation list. So what happens is if you have a guild with like 600 pending invitations, they can't have anybody in the guild. That's why. Okay. That's funny. That's funny. Pending invites previously would get silently deleted when an invite was sent to the and the guild was at its limit. Now you have control over which pending invite to remove. Yeah. Okay. So, added the ability to blacklist accounts from a guild. A blacklisted player will not be able to join the guild while blacklisted. A new permission has also been added to called Manage Blacklist. Okay. Cool. All right. This is awesome. All right. So, Volendrung has been unleashed on Cyrodiil in all campaigns. After picking up the weapon, your ability bar will swap out, stats will be adjusted, and you'll be the living embodiment of this ancient weapon. This is so awesome. This ancient weapon can be wielded by any player in Cyrodiil and spawns in the world about 4 or 5 times a day. That's not a lot. You must keep feeding the weapon alliance points, repairing structures, or resurrecting other players doesn't count. Or as the power of the weapon will drain your life, it kills your character. Added a tutorial for this weapon led by Shilgarath and the Alliance started. That's pretty cool. That's so awesome. Alright, okay, so yes, interesting. All currently existing campaigns will be shut down once Elsweyr launches. We hope you enjoyed your time at Vivek Shores, Sotasil, and Kine. Keeping with the Season of the Dragon, we're introducing 6 new campaigns with some new rules added. Okay, so there's no more. Hold on a second. So there's no more 30-day campaign. There's no more 30-day campaign that's not alliance locked. Hold on. Let me keep reading. Oh, they're doing no CP Imperial City. That's awesome. There's no 7-day no CP either, which I guess whatever. All right. All Lancelot campaigns are a new style of campaign rule that only being applied to 30-day durations. Okay, so in these campaigns, each account will only be able to participate with and represent a single alliance. There are two methods of locking your alliance campaign. In both cases, blah, blah. There is no option to change your locked alliance so the campaign duration has lapsed. Multiple case notification to warn you. So this sucks. This is straight up ass. This is straight up ass, and I've said this like 2 weeks ago, and we thought this was going to happen. So there's a ton of PvE players. There is a ton of PvE players who will PvP for end of campaign rewards for those transmutation geodes, and that is the sole reason we ever go into PvP. And you have essentially locked out like me myself. I don't have, and a lot of PvEers don't necessarily have all of the same characters in all of the same alliance. I have like 5 characters in each. So now basically you're telling me is I have to pick to get a reward. I have to pick a specific alliance, and I can only get rewards on those alliance characters. I'm kind of pissed off at this. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a ton of PvEers who aren't going to PvP anymore now. You've essentially taken the rewards away from us. This is such an asshole thing to do. And everyone's gonna cry before everyone comes in here and cries and says, "Oh, they're spies. Oh, they're spies." Yeah, like the 1 or 2 spies that you guys claim exist are essentially like there's way more PvE people who aren't gonna bother now. They're not gonna bother PvPing on any of those tunes because they're not gonna get the rewards they want. This is stupid. This is really stupid. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Thanks, Gus. I guess like 10 of my characters aren't gonna PvP anymore ever. This is terrible. I guess, all right. So let's keep reading. Campaign's not flagged alliance lock. I don't really care. They got rid of guest campaigns. Once you've served as an emperor in a campaign, you cannot be crowned as an emperor for a different alliance. The rest of that, okay. All right. This is weird. So Robes of the Withered Hand Light. So it says when you what? So it's this is the 5-piece set. When an enemy within 28 meters dies, heal for like 1,300 health and gain 1,200 magicka. When an enemy you recently damaged dies. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Huh? That's actually gonna be pretty good. Oh, they updated Warlock. When you fall below 25% magicka. Oh, this is still bad. This seems like this is still terrible. All right. Essence Thief. Oh, thank God. This set sucks. The old 5-piece sucks. The reason this sucks is because you have to go collect the essence and it's random, and they're never where you need them to be. When you do damage with a light attack, you draw essence from the enemy, collecting the wait, hold on a second. When you do damage with a light attack, you draw essence, so it's not a chance, you just proc it. Collecting the essence heals you, so it still has the same problem though. So they nerfed this by 2%, but it still has. It says, okay, so it says essence lasts 5 seconds longer and spawns closer to your target, but it's still, you have to collect it. Like, we'll see. We're gonna have to test that. Trappings of Invigoration. Okay, they just adjusted these. It's the same. It's just they just adjusted the numbers. Okay, so they're adjusting leeching plate. I was wondering about that earlier when I read that tank set. So healing taken. So this is the set I was saying. Remember I was saying leeching plate earlier? When you deal damage, when you take damage, you have an 8% chance to summon a cloud of leeching poison, and it deals damage and heals you. This used to be really good for like Nightblade tanks, like selfish Nightblade tanks in PvE. When you take damage, you have a 20. Wow, you have a 20% chance that you up the proc chance. So they nerfed it by 4 damage. Okay. Okay. 5-meter radius, higher radius. 5 seconds it heals you. Okay, so they upped the radius by a meter. They nerfed the damage by 4. That's a huge proc chance. That's pretty neat. Hopefully this set becomes useful again in PvE. It's not really super great. Affliction. When you deal damage, you have 50% chance to deal an additional 2000 DZ damage. What? They put stamina recovery on this? What? All right, when you deal damage, you have a 50% chance to deal an additional. Oh wow, they nerfed the hell out of that. Ah, but they added minor to file in, and it's a 4-second cooldown. Wow, that's gonna be really strong. Oh my god, yeah, no, that's gonna be great. That's you have to deal damage, but it just says deal damage. Wow, that's gonna be AIDS. So when you deal damage, all you have to do is light attack somebody. Oh my god, it's like tremor scale. Dude, it's like Tremor Scale or Viper. Oh my god, no Viper, because I think Viper was just deal damage. It's exactly like Viper. Look at the proc chance. Yeah, that's gonna be gross. They're gonna nerf that. They're absolutely nerfing that. Oh my god. All right, Cold Snap and Meridian motifs are currently available. PTS for testing. So it says. Oh, so they're adding the Frostvault motifs. That's cool. Interesting. All right, cool. It says okay, so they're coming at the end of the year or later this year. ESO logs. So this is really neat. If you haven't seen this yet, this is really neat. They're adding in a third-party website to track like whole dungeon encounters. So like, or not whole dungeon encounters, like whole dungeon and trial encounters. So like, what happens is it collects all of the data from a fight. So everyone's DPS, everyone's healing, everyone's regen, like all the tank, like all the things. And so what you can do as a progression guild is you can go back and you can look like where could we have improved on DPS during this particular part of the fight, or like it's really interesting. I'm really excited for this. There's a big stir right now about privacy. I think people need to calm down. Skyshard achievements. Okay, so following fully completing a Skyshard Hunter achievement on one character will now unlock the ability to purchase that achievement on other characters. That the purchase achievement will award all associated skill points, any remaining skill points that your current character has not yet acquired. Okay, so basically what this means, fully completing a Skyshard Hunter achievement on one character will unlock the ability to purchase the achievement on other characters. Okay, so we knew this was coming. So they basically added Skyshards and the skill points to the. That's I don't really care. Let's see. Templates, which I don't care about. Corncloth, Asylum Sanctorum, Saint Films projections will currently despawn. Release counter space. Increase the time between use of. That's interesting. Wonder how much time. Ooh, ordinated protectors now spawn from different locations. That's funny. Ah, it's good. That's pretty good. Although if you have 3 protectors, you're I don't know. Scale Caller, your character will no longer take damage from the frigid waters when you are not, in fact, in the water. Is now more vigilant against those who try and circumvent it. Oh, so they fixed it finally. They finally fixed this. You could cheese this fight forever. They finally fixed it. Fixed an issue with Dungeon Finder. Okay, adjusted the health and damage from monsters in the CP enabled. Okay, so they made it harder, or maybe they made it less hard. Treasures camp now spawn more frequently. Okay. The arch custodian will no longer hate anyone not no longer hate anyone not in the. Oh, ruin factotums can no longer be damaged. I didn't even know that was a thing. All right. Haunted grounds, achievements, delves. Let's keep going. Letter to Iceheart. About that. Fix an issue where some giant clams spawn under the sand, making them inaccessible. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Being hit by scavenging maw, hunting proboscis, or hungry splinters no longer applies. Wow. Wow. So they took the bleed out? What? Oh my god, the fight's gonna get so much easier. It was kind of already easy already. Fiction issue where Goku's map didn't have the dungeon icon. Okay. Okay, here we go, guys. So this is where it's gonna get salty. Okay, after accepting a resurrection by another player, a character will now have 3 seconds of being in ghost form. Wait. After accepting a resurrection by another player, your character will now have 3 seconds of being in ghost form from being in. They're already in ghost form. They're already in ghost form. Fix an issue where pets fix an issue where pets only having their healing received from battle spirit reduced by. Oh wow, that's horrible. Fix an issue where pet shield sizes were not properly reduced by battle spirit. Wow, no wonder, man. That's crazy. Remove the 200 millisecond post global cooldown from cast time abilities. This has been done to improve the feeling of these abilities and rapid succession. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Remove the 200 millisecond post global cooldown. That's really cool. I wonder if that'll fix liquid lightning, because liquid lightning is a nightmare. Oh no, I guess it's supposed to be instant. No, I guess maybe it wouldn't. So it says retain their post global cooldown. They have to. Okay, so they. Okay, interesting. All right, so players' abilities that fear targets will no longer cause them to flee and tear. Hey, that's really nice. Player abilities that feel targets will no longer cause them to flee and tear. Basically, what would happen is we'd go into like a dungeon, or like a trial with randoms or some knucklehead that we're friends with, and they would use like a werewolf fear, and it'd make all the ads that I just grouped up go like fleeing and terror all over the place. Now we'll mess up our ad pools. You can actually use fear. Note, this does not affect abilities that monsters can cast. This is so neat. That's so cool. That's a great fucking change. That's a great change. Improve the reliability of charge and teleport abilities when attempting to use them against high priority targets. The snare that's briefly applied when casting one of these abilities is. Wow. What the hell? Improve the reliability of charge and teleport abilities when attempting to use them against high mobility targets. So that's. What does a high mobility target mean? Like a Sork using streak? That's 60%. That's gnarly. All mobilizes from player abilities and item sets will now apply a mobilization immunity. A mobilization immunity once applied. Oh, that's awesome. So to prevent multiple immobilizes from applying on the same target. Once an immobilized enemy's ability ends, you gain immunity. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy nerf to CC for PvP. Oh my god. So basically what it's saying is all the mobilizers from player abilities and item sets now apply mobilization immunity. So once you hit someone with a mobile, gives them a mobile immunity after that. I don't know how long it is, doesn't say. And then it says, so you can't be immobilized again, right? And then after that, you gain a 3-second immunity. Wow, that's crazy. So how long? I wonder how long that immunity is. That's awesome. Fix an issue where visual effects or roll dodge fatigue would not be removed. Okay, that's cool. Pets no longer attempt to aid their owners in sieging destructible keeps. That's funny. Fix an issue where status effects can be dodged. What does that mean? What does that mean? Weapon swapping while an arrow is in midair will no longer cause the arrow to disappear. The ability is reserved for magicians at trick shows. All right. Dying on a destructible structure in soda will no longer cause your corpse to be okay, that's good. All right. Okay. Okay. So fix an issue where health recovery, major modifier will be considered an additional negative effect. Wait, what? Fixed an issue where the health recovery reduction of major and minor defile were being considered an additional negative effect on purge abilities that can only remove a limited amount of effects. Okay. What? All right. Okay, I'm about to read Dragon Knights. I'm really nervous. I main a Dragon Knights. I'm super nervous. All right, Ardent Flame. Increase damage in this ability by 200% to be on par with. Wow. Increase the damage of the initial hit of this ability by 200%. The base ability will now rank up in damage for the entire ability rather than just the dot. So, wow. Fiery Grip. Increase the damage ability this morphs by 20% to put it on par. Improve responsiveness. That is crazy. Oh, this is cool. So they improve the responsiveness of the pull speed of this ability to reduce situations where players will still CC. I might actually run this. That's crazy. Okay, so all right, so this is interesting. This ability and its morphs now operate like Flames of Oblivion morph. Wait, Inferno. Okay, where they scale their highest offensive stat. Also increase the power of these abilities by 5%. Nice. So this morph no longer exclusively adds a dynamic scaling mechanism. Instead, this morph retains the gaining of major savagery and hits one additional enemy. Okay, so this morph no longer exclusively adds a dynamic scaling mechanism. Okay, so wait, so this ability and morphs now operate. Oh, okay, so that one doesn't dynamically scale, but what they did is they left major savagery and it hits an additional enemy. Whereas the other one doesn't give you I'm assuming doesn't give you major savagery. I think it gives you the other one. That's interesting. Okay, that's good. That looks like good. That looks like a good thing. And a 5%, and it looks like it's a 5%, 5% damage buff. It actually does pretty good damage. Flames of Oblivion already. Here's to call this ability and smorts by 5% to put it in line with other melee spammables. That's awesome. Molten Whip. Rework this ability so it no longer grants a passive bonus to weapon and spell damage while slotted. Instead, this passive now grants it says now this passive grants access to Seething Fury, a 33% damage bonus to your next Molten Whip cast, and increases your weapon and spell damage every time you activate an Ardent Flame ability that isn't Molten. Okay, this bonus can stack up to 3 times, last 5 seconds, and will refresh the duration every time it's applied to you. Okay. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to test this. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't play a lot of MagDK, but this sounds interesting. I don't know if this is a nerf or not, or a buff, because they're getting rid of the passive weapon damage, but they're adding in bonus damage to your weapon and spell damage when you use the ability. But not Molten Whip. So, wait. So instead, this passive grants access. So your next Molten Whip. Wait, okay. So this isn't. Instead, this passive grants you access to Seething Fury, a 33% damage bonus to your next Molten Whip cast, and increase your. Okay, so you have to use an ability that isn't Molten Whip to get it to buff, and then use Molten Whip, and then use an ability that isn't Molten Whip. And it has to be Ardent Flame. So are they trying to get people to use it as not a whip? Like, you're not using that as a spammable anymore? You would just collect charges and then use the burst damage, maybe? That's weird. I don't remember any of the other Ardent Flame abilities off the top of my head. I think Searing Strike might be in there. They can't use that as a spammable anymore. Well, we'll see. That's really strange. Searing Strike. Alright. Adjust the disability in its morphs to follow our standard damage over time rule set. Decrease the total duration to 8 seconds from 8.5 seconds. Increase the damage per tick approximately 12%, which is good. So does that also include the Venomous Claw, I assume? That actually sucks. That 8 second duration actually kind of sucks. I mean, I get what they did there, but the 8 second duration kind of sucks because that makes it really hard to keep in our rotation. All right. Conic Power. Increase the heal of the Smork by approximately 19% to put it in line. First heals, Dark Talon. Awesome. Dark Talons. Increase the damage in the initial hit of this ability and Smorks by 25%. Wow. Adjusted the tick frequency, duration, and delay so the ability followed our standards. Again, they keep saying followed our standards. What are your standards? Like, this is... duration remains at 4 seconds with a 1 second delay of the dot between the initial hit. God, this is all really hurting my brain. Dragon Leap. Increase the radius of this ability to Smorks to 8 meters from 6.5 meters. It now applies a more aggressive snare to targets it cast on it to prevent... That's pretty... It says the damage shield from... What? The damage shield... Wait. The damage shield granted from this ability will no longer extend in duration as the ability ranks up, but rather will increase by 1% in size per rank? Interesting. Inhale. Increase the damage of this ability. Increase the damage of the initial hit. So it's a bunch of mag DK buffs and nothing for stam. Increase the damage, the initial hit of this ability. I mean, I'm happy for you guys. I just like... Increase the damage of the initial hit of this ability and Smorks by 25%. Increase the damage of the delayed explosion. Okay. Remove the 6 target cap from the heal, interrupt, and resource restore. This is awesome. Reflective scale. A lot of people were upset about this. Protective scale. It says converted the reflect function into a 50% damage reduction from projectiles. What? This ability no longer increases damage of reflected attacks as it can no longer reflect. Incoming projectiles will now cause you to launch a fiery orb at an attacker that sucks. If you're like a stamina dragon knight, like forget it. That kind of sucks ass. Let's use reflective play. I don't... Alright. Earthen Heart, Ash Cloud. Increase the healing of this ability by 15%. Adjusted this ability. Standardized damage over time rule set. He has a 1 second delay. Yeah. Okay, so they added a 1 second delay between the initial hit and the first damage over time. And they increased the damage attack by 9%. Okay, they buff this, but they put a delay on it. That's fine, I guess. Cinderstorm increased handling and disability by approximately 4%. It says adjusted the duration of these skills to the final ranks and on integer. What? Rather than fractions. What the fuck does that even mean? Magma Armor is 12 seconds. 42 seconds? Jesus Christ. Igneous Weapons is 42-second buff. That's man, Stam DK didn't get nothing. Stam DK got nothing for PvE. Got a 5% power increase to Flames of Oblivion. And this is, I think it's, we'll see. It's either the same or it's nerf. This isn't a buff. You can see my face right now. Nightblade, Assassination, Deathstroke. This ability and the in-cap strike will no longer apply major to file. This morph will now apply minor mangle for the duration of the stun if cast with 120 or more ultimate. What? Soul Harvest retains all of its current functionality. So I don't even know what the hell minor mangle is. That I don't know. I don't play enough Nightblade to really comment on that. Although that doesn't seem good by reading it, but maybe I'm crazy. All right, Grim Focus. Remove the minor berserk buff from this ability and its morphs. The Spectral Bow Nail heals 30% of the damage dealt 7 meters of the target from firing it. That's pretty cool. Although I don't know, man. Do we need to encourage any more Magnite Blades and Trials? I'll be honest with you, like, fiction issue with this ability and its morphs now continue to persist after logging off. Teleport Strike. This ability and its morphs will no longer stun NPC enemies. Instead, target. Wait. Oh, it's NPC enemies. Instead, target minor vulnerability. Oh, that's cool. They gave it minor vulnerability. Interesting. Pretty cool. This ability and its morphs will no longer snare the target after the fear ends. Aspect of Terror now fills up with 3 enemies instead of 2. No longer applies minor maim to the targets affected. Also increases the number of targets. Wow, so they took minor maim off Mass Hysteria? Wow. Dark Cloak, it will now heal you for 4.5% of your max health every 1 second. And duration can be increased to a maximum 8 seconds with other passives. Adjusted the passive to grant 1 to 2 second duration to shadow ability. Duration of these abilities, but I don't even. I'm kind of out of my league here with the Nightblade Blade shit, guys. This ability now scales off the caster's magic and spell damage or weapon damage. Spell damage to shades now attack every 2 seconds rather than 1.5. Rename the attacks shades deal with each morph to help improve clarity. Fixed an issue where these abilities did not increase in damage as they ranked up. Surprise attack. This ability no longer applies major fracture. Instead, use the ability. Instead of use the ability on the flank of an enemy. What the hell? Behind or at their sides, you reduce their physical resistance by 5%. What the hell? This effect cannot stack. Will always prioritize the highest value. I don't. Okay, so that's a nerf. It's a huge nerf. So sort of. So for PvE, your tank already applies major fracture anyway. So it's not a big a deal. But or noxious breath applies it too. But if you do the math, so like what is it? 18,500 is resistance PvE, and major fracture is like 5,000, like 5,000, 5,300. Physical, like physical, was it physical and spell resist like taken away? So 5,000 is way more than 5% of 1,800 or 18,000. Like 25%. That's a potentially like a 20% ish physical resistance nerf. That's crazy. Although, like I said, or like I said, for PvE though, major fracture's already applied a lot of the time, anyways. That's a PvP nerf. That fixed an issue where this ability was not getting stronger. Okay, that's pretty cool. Cripple, adjusted disability, and the debilitate morph to follow our standard. Okay, so we're gonna add a delay in. Increase the total duration to 10 seconds from 8 seconds. Increase the damage per tick by approximately 4%. Reduce the snare potency by wow. Added a 2-second delay between the first. So basically, what they did is they took all these single target dots and they added in a delay between application of the dot and the application of the dot and the dot itself. So you can't use these as spambles anymore. Which sucks for Stam DK. Yeah, it looks like they increased the damage. Increase the snare potency by wow, Jesus Christ! They increased the potency of that by 50%. Drain power. Increase damage and disability in the Satmore spike. Wow, Jesus Christ. All right, increase the radius of this ability and the soul tether morph to 8 me. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, so they applied. This is the ultimate. They really? So they added a 1-second delay to the ultimate. So that sucks. Increase the damage. Increase the damage. Approximately 4% to tick to make it for the first loss. This first. Sorcerer. Okay, so okay, so Crystal Shard, reduce the cost of this ability and its morphs by approximately 50%. Okay, that's good. Dark Exchange. Okay, they fixed that. In case, reduce the duration of this mobilize. Okay, so it's seconds now. Shattering Prison. What the hell? Increase the damage of the explosion by approximately 82%. Holy shit. Ah, Jesus Christ. Fix an issue of this ability would fail to continue suppressing an area of effectability inside the area. Okay, so rework this ability, the ability rank up of this ability. So it says instead of gaining 1.1% damage on the explosion per rank, this is cheaper as it ranks up. Final cost is now 2160 at base. Okay. So okay, so it's got a cost reduction. It's got a cost reduction buff and a damage nerf. Okay. Added a pet taunt functionality to this ability. That's pretty cool. Your pet will now prioritize targets to take prey on them. That's awesome. Reduce bonus damage from your pet's from this ability. 5. Okay, Hardened Ward. Takes an issue with this ability was getting a 40% bonus to strength rather than a 20%. We all noticed that. Okay. Storm Calling, Bolt Escape. Oh wow, they fixed it so it couldn't stun you behind walls anymore. That's awesome. Wow, they increased the damage stun duration to 3 seconds. That's Boundless Storm. This so it says this morph now grants the 4 seconds of major expeditions immediately. Okay, Lightning Splash. Increase the duration of its ability and its morphs to 8 seconds from 6 seconds. That's awesome. Liquid Lightning just got better. Wow, and they buffed Liquid Lightning. What are they or no, wait. This morphs now lasts 12 seconds. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What's up with this? Everybody's gonna be playing Sorks' patch. Holy shit. Yeah, that's so crazy. That makes Max Sorks so much nicer to play now. Too bad Stam DKs couldn't get like a 12-second dot on their damn Venomous Claw. Now it's 8 seconds. We can't even, well, we can use it. I'm being hyperbolic. This is awesome. No one's gonna use Lightning Flood. Mage's Wrath. Oh wow, increase the damage and area effect. Wow, so they buffed Mage's Wrath. It's already bad enough. And they made it so it can't be dodged. Okay, I mean, maybe you probably should have been able to dodge it anyway. This ability now returns Magicka. If the target dies within 5, take a damage. Okay, Overload. Increase the damage dealt with light and heavy attacks. Override. Wait. Increase the damage dealt of light and heavy attack override by 10%. Templar. Cool. So, all right. Burning Light fixed an issue where the damage in his passive wasn't able to be dodged. It was able to be dodged. Yeah, that should be Focus Charge, reduce the damage dealt by this ability and the toppling charge morph by approximately 8% to put it on par with other gap closer abilities. That's let's see. Explosive Charge, increase the damage dealt from this ability approximately 50% to put it on. Yeah, they're just buffing all of these AoE. Toppling Charge. Fix an issue with this ability. Explosive Charge morph cannot be. Javelin. This means your base ability and Aurora Javelin. Reduce the channel time of this ability from 1 second. Wait. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Increase the radius of this ability and its morphs to 8 meters. That's pretty cool. Redesign its morph to offer damage rather than survivability. The damage pulse after the initial hit now lasts 6 seconds at base, but it is increased by 2 seconds for and empower. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good. Increase the initial damage of this ability and its morphs by 36%. Shit. Increase the dot of this ability and Luminous Shards morph by 5%. God, Magplar is gonna be. Sun Shield. Increase the initial damage of this ability and Radiant Ward by 150%. Okay. The Eclipse stuff is cool. But people use that in PvP, I guess. Let's see. Adjusted the tooltip. No longer gain. Wait, so it says adjusted the ability rank up from this force, so no longer gains damage on initial hit, but instead increases the duration of minor fracture Reach apply, which is cool. That is the focus of the morph. This will result in approximately 3% damage loss from the hit. The duration of major and minor. Basically, up the. Let's see. Okay. Solar flare, reduce the cost time of this ability, and dark flare. Let's see. Total duration. So you can't use that as a morph. You can't use that as a spammable anymore. Can't use that as a spammable anymore. At the life. Fusion. Warden. Okay, cool. So I'm excited for Warden. I have a Warden healer I really like. Falcon Swiftness, reduce your this ability is more like wow, that's gonna be awesome. Major Endurance, it sucks. They took that off. Major Expedition. Now lasts 6 seconds. Okay, now this ability, that's pretty cool. This ability this morphs can now be okay. Green balance. This ability no longer applies major to file the enemy side. Instead, up to 6 enemies inside will properly cease once it ends of the radius. Okay. Okay. I thought they were going to nerf it for sure when I started reading it. Fix an issue where the synergy would not actively update to targets in the area. Oh, they fixed it. That's cool. Ah, cool. Yeah, they increased. I use this. They increased the ranges and synergy too. Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks like they're buffing Warden healers. Increase the radius of the heal ability is more. Wow, that's I don't really use this, but that's awesome. Wow, that's a huge. It's 100% buff on the radius. That's crazy. Okay, Winter's Embrace. I'll pause it for. I don't really anything. All this Winter's Embrace shit. I don't PvP, so and I don't tank. Um, looks like it's a buff. Arctic Blast, increase the travel speed of the projectile. Oh, that's pretty cool. They Polar Wind got a buff. All right. Remove the cost reduction. I'm honestly gonna. I don't do anything with that. Okay, here we go. So rework this ability in its more so the damage is increased by 50% per leave from this. Okay, so this morph will now retain the blade and increase the bleed damage by 25%. Move the bleed from this. Increase the shield granted. It. Okay, so they're still terrible. Still going to be terrible in people. objectively worse. They're getting my heroism now. Reduce damage dealt with this ability is more by 14%. Make up for the noted. Note this will result in a 6% overall DP. What? Are they trying to tell us to use uppercut as a spam? One-handed shield. Let's see. Okay. So it says they fixed an issue with Blade Cloak. This is fixed an issue with these abilities were being treated as damage over time. Wait. Oh no, never mind. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Fixed an issue with these abilities are being treated as a dot and as direct damage. They will be used. They will. So, Blade Cloak is damage over time, and will scale with Thaumaturge. Yeah, this was a problem. Like, this was proccing Ravager and all kind of nonsense. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm glad they did this. Increase the damage of this morph by approximately 4%, so that it gains 50 compared to the other morph. Okay, so this is the big one. Increases the damage dealt with this ability in its morphs by approximately 21%. But it still costs too goddamn much. The damage wasn't the problem, Zos. I'm clapping my hands because I'm triggered. The damage wasn't the problem. The cost is the problem. The damage is not the problem with Flurry. It's the cost. It's not the damage. Literally, everyone has told you that. It's not the damage that's the problem with Flurry. It's the cost. Like, you can increase this 1,000% and we're not going to use it because it's too goddamn costly. We can't use it. Hidden Blade. Remove the snare from this ability and its morphs. Flying Blade morph. Increase the damage dealt by this morph by approximately 10%. Okay. Twin Slashes. Adjusted this ability and its morphs to follow our standard time rule set. Whatever. Increase the total duration of this to 10 seconds. Increase the delay to 2 seconds. Wait. Increase the delay to 2 seconds from 1 second? What the hell does that mean? Does that mean I need to test this? Does that mean that won't tick for 2 seconds? So Stam DK's lost both of their spammables. Stam DK's lost both of their spammables, and Zos's response was to increase the damage to Flurry, which didn't need a damage increase, it needed a cost reduction. Alright. Increase the base damage of the ability and it's morphs by 50%, remove the execute bonus. Okay, so their base cost is still. Increase the radius of this ability and whirlwind morphs 6 meters. Whirling Death 6 meters to 5 meters. Okay, so it still probably isn't gonna. Arrow spray. Remove the snap for this ability and smooth, but increase their damage approximately 27% and reduce the cost by 13%. Increase the damage over time by approximately 40, but second delay. Doing that to all the dots. This morph retains a snare. Okay, so here's Snipe. A lot of people talked about this. Reduce the cast time of this ability to Smorts. Second. Reduce the damage dealt by 25% to make up for their. Okay. Increase the travel speed of the arrow. Okay. They didn't nerf. Ah! I mean, he's got a 25% damage reduction, but people are still going to use a shit out of it. It's funny. This morph now applies minor to file rather than major to file. Okay. Okay, let's see. This morph no longer increases. Okay. Reduce the snare potency of this ability is more. That's funny. Let's see. This ability no longer grants major protection. The duration of the major force grant. Out of the red thing. Werewolf. You can now eat your friends, which is funny. Increase the damage of the initial hit of this ability and its by approximately 36%. Put it in line with. Okay, wow, that's cool. 'Wait a second. Fighters Guild, increase the delay. Okay, so they put a 2-second. Fix an issue where the initial hit of this ability dodged. Okay, physical order. Let's see. So that got a buff. Lance War Caltrops. Oh wow, that's a huge buff. Oh, that's Razor Caltrops. But yeah, this morph no longer snares enemies hit upon the initial hit. Instead, the initial hit deals. This ability added a 1-second delay between. Okay, that's a buff. That's a huge buff. Caltrops got buff. That's cool. Um. Hard. Boost the maximum value the star to 35% to 55%. Bounce. Wow. Reduces the damage of this enchant by 33%. Dubious Camera and Throwing a Witch Mother Spear reduce the max health and max resource by these trees. Approximately 20. Asshole. Why'd you guys do that? Let's see. So you nerf this. So essentially, we were like a bunch of us were using purple food. A bunch of us were using purple food because the way this game works, everything costs too goddamn much, and we need recovery. So we're using purple food because blue food gives us more health, but it gives no recovery. So now you just give us less health. So making this, so this is typical Zos. They're making purple fucking food worse. So the blue food that we didn't want to use before becomes more attractive, but it's not because you didn't buff blue food. You just nerfed the shit that we used. It's fine. Uh, that's like I'm not gonna use blue food. I'm not. I'm not using blue food. Like it's not happening. Like I'll figure it out. It's like one thing is bad and one thing is good. So make the good thing worse instead of making the bad thing better. Like that's the essentially that always works. Item sets updated the wording on numerous sets to clarify the product conditions. Okay. You're not going to get me to use rapid strikes, Sus. It's costs too much. Like I know how to weave. I know how to weave and I know how to play this game, and I'm telling you, rapid strikes is terrible to use. It costs too much. Like added a 5-second delay internal. Okay, okay, Coloron's Legacy added a half a second internal cooldown for generating a stack, but increased duration 6 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay. Oh, this is a nerf. This item set now instantly dispels all negative effects rather than one. The heal granted from this set now only heals a target with the lowest health in the area rather than 6 lowest targets in the area, so no one will use that for PvP. It's horrible. The healing granted from this set now only heals the target with lowest health in the area, and it has a 35-second cooldown. It heals one target every 35 seconds. That is something. That's garbage. Fix an issue with this pool. It failed to materialize. Dodging when it. Like they fixed something about. Fix an issue where this item set had reverted to the. All right. Okay. Updated visuals. Siege damage in CP enabled campaigns will hit approximately 30% harder than prior updated. That's awesome. All right. I don't understand this. I don't know if RIT people are like really happy about this. I have no idea. I don't do RITs. Don't at me. I don't do RITs. Updated the display quality of Master RITs now. If your Master RIT does not request an item, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I didn't even know he could be healed. That's funny. Oh, that's cool. His blast won't kill pets anymore. Vollenfeld says traps no more visible. Says rest of this stuff should be. Okay, so the center screen messaging for Voluntail is currently disabled. Okay, so there's some stuff in here about Volundrung. Bunch of like. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'm not super like, I don't know. Like the class that I main really get anything that I can see. I need to test it. The fact that we lost both spammables and Stam DK really bums me out. And they buffed the damage on rapid strikes, which was never the problem to begin with. I have some testing I have to do. I'm not like I'm happy about some stuff. Like the PvP stuff seems like it'll be good. The CC adjustments to PvP seem like they'll be pretty good. I'm not super happy about the fact that they're campaign locking these things, and they're affecting PvE players' end of campaign rewards, which sucks. We'll see. You know, I'm gonna be testing some of this stuff tonight. But yeah, I'll put the link to these notes in the description below. If you like my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, feel free to hit the like button. I put out videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mostly ESO related, although I am moving on to other content on the YouTube channel. That's it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.